Inertia is the tendency of matter to remain at rest or in uniform motion in the absence of an external force. It also refers to an object's resistance to change in motion, whether it is moving or at rest. We can measure this resistance by looking at the object's mass. The more massive an object is, the more it resists changes to its motion when acted upon by a force. An alternative method of measuring inertia is to observe the object's moment of inertia around the given axis. There are three types of inertia. The first one is called as inertia of rest. It is a fundamental property possessed by a body to oppose any change in its state of rest. The second one is inertia of direction, which defined as the body's ability to resist changes in its motion direction. The third one is called as inertia of motion. It states that the resistance is offered by the body to continue to be in the uniform motion unless an external force acts on it. Next is the application of inertia in daily life. The first one is a car parked at rest on a hill. In this situation, there are three forces, which is friction, weight, and normal reaction force, have zero resultant force. Friction balances the component of weight down a slope. If the vehicle moves with constant velocity, the driving force and resistive forces such as air resistance and friction must be equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. The second is roller coaster. When a roller coaster is at the top of a hill and comes to a stop, it will stay there until the pull of gravity causes it to start moving downhill. Once in motion, it will continue until other forces, such as brakes or the track layout, come into play. These examples illustrate how objects tend to maintain their state of motion unless an external force acts on them, as described by Newton's first law of motion. The third one is car airbag. The function of the airbag is to inflate in an accident and prevent the driver's head from hitting the windshield. When a car with an airbag is exposed to an accident, the sudden slowdown in its speed leads to the operation of an electrical switch, and this starts a chemical reaction that produces a gaseous substance that works to fill the airbag and protect the driver's head.
Newton's first law has also been carried out in many English movies. One of the movies that we would like to explain is Mr. Incredible. This movie is basically about a family who has supernatural powers and also have been helping people as superheroes, and how have been they helping the people to save the world from the evils.
Mr. Incredible, oh, Mr. Incredible.
What is it, ma'am?
My speaker won't come down.
Certainly, ma'am, but I suggest you stand clear. There could be trouble.
No, he's quite tame.
Thank you, Mr. Incredible. You've done it again.
Yeah, you're the best.
No, I'm just here to help.
Example in the movie, Mr. Incredible used physics to stop a bunch of criminals from escaping. Using his incredible strength, he pulled up a tree trunk to stop the car carrying crooks by dropping the tree trunk in front of the moving car. The car cannot stop in time as it is fast in motion. The crook's body is thrown forward as the collision happened between the car and the tree. This goes in line with Newton's first law, that states a moving object will stay in motion until a greater force acts upon it to stop.
Thank you so much, young man. What? Violet?
The violation that is detected in the movie is the moment when the baby stroller is speeding towards Dash. But suddenly, the baby stroller immediately stopped in front of Dash without any force opposing the acceleration. The situation when the baby stroller is stopped by itself is actually a violation of a physical law. We can relate this situation to the inertia law, which states that an object in motion needs to remain in motion and cannot be immediately stopped without any other force that applies to it. In this situation, there is no friction force that stops the baby stroller. Hence, the baby stroller stopped by itself. We can conclude that this situation does not follow Newton's first law of motion, which is inertia. The violation of the physics principle in this scene can be fixed by having Dash stop the baby stroller. Dash needs to apply an external force to the stroller, such as stopping it with his hand or blocking the wheels from moving. Another example is simply putting Violet in the scene, making her push the stroller and putting it in a sudden stop in front of Dash. These two examples will make the scene much more logical in terms of the physics principle, as it complies with Newton's first law of motion, which is inertia.
That's all. Thank you.